Good afternoon, I'm Simon Spalter and welcome to the latest of our videos. Today I've got Paul Mijalski with us. Welcome, Paul.
Hiya, good afternoon, everyone.
Paul is from the Buddle organisation. Paul is going to tell us about Buddle. He's going to tell us about the links with Sports England and what Buddle does for sport in general in the country, but also what he can do and the organisation can do for us as tennis clubs and venues, and in fact, all stakeholders in tennis. So, Paul, tell me a bit about your background and how did you end up with Buddle?
Hi everyone. Originally I've been in my role now with the organisation that I work for 10 years. Come straight out of university where I did a sports degree. Um, the organisation that I work for is called Continuum Sport and Leisure, and we've been contracted to run the Buddle programme since 2017. The reason that we were really keen to be involved with the Buddle programme, mainly because it's a Sport England program, but also because the resources and guidance and support that we can offer through that is designed to help the community organisations that deliver sport and physical activity on the ground. So, really passionate about that and really keen to be able to provide support and guidance for those volunteers that help deliver the sport and physical activity that we all love and we all love to play and participate in on a weekly basis.
Okay, so I understand, Paul, that this was kind of your first real role after you came out of university, from what you told me earlier. So did you used to play sport at school or university? So is this a very natural thing for you to have gone into?
Yeah, and I've loved sport ever since I was 2 or 3 years old, as my mum and dad used to tell me. But yeah, primarily into football, but recreational tennis player. Used to play for the school and for um some club games in my local hometown when I was little. Up until probably the age of 16, 17, but recently started getting back into it. Really keen. Sort of an advocate for sport and physical activity and the benefits that it does have on both on people's physical and mental health. So really, really understand that and sort of really passionate about helping people deliver and put on sport and physical activity in the community. Still try and kick football about every now and then if I can. But yeah, it's mainly in a professional environment now that I deal with it.
Right. So I said to you, Paul, that you couldn't show me too many of your slides today, but you can throw in a few slides in this presentation. I don't mind if it's going to
Yeah.
help you to show us what Buddle offers. We don't want
Perfect.
to make it too formal, but a
Yeah.
slide is fine
Yeah.
here and there. So tell me, what is Buddle? Tell me what will it give me as a tennis club, a venue, an official, somebody in tennis? What does it offer me?
Yeah, no, definitely. Let me just flash up this slide quickly, and then I
Yeah,
should be able
please
to.
do. Hopefully, I made you a co-host so you can do it.
So hopefully you can see that now
Yes,
on
all
the
good.
screens. So essentially, what Buddle is, it's a Sport England funded program, and it's there and it's designed to provide community organisations with support and resources to run, develop, and grow their organisations. There's a lot of information on the website. Because it's lottery funded, all of the resources are free. But what it is there and what we're really keen and passionate for the resources to do is support the volunteers that are on the ground delivering activity. It's relevant to clubs of all sports, but it can also be applicable to all of the tennis clubs on there. We'll come on to that in a minute in terms of what's provided, but hopefully there are some resources on there that can help you. As you'll see on the slides, there's a number of different aspects on there around actually how it can support your organization in terms of its running, and how you can become more safer and inclusive place to play and welcome new people and volunteers to your organization. It's a really important program for Sport England. They're really passionate about it. They're really behind it in terms of actually it's their only support program for community organisations. So it is a real strategic importance to them. And we are just the proud advocates of it and proud to support the program in terms of what we can deliver and the support that we can provide.
So as you say, it offers general support to any clubs, any sports in general. Some community type clubs, some venues, could be leisure centres, even schools,
Yeah.
universities, all kinds of things. So if we talk specifically about our area, which is tennis clubs, venues, officials, maybe even some coaches. It's general information, it's general services, general product. How would it fit? Can you give me a few examples of some topics? Like
Yeah, no,
safeguarding, do you cover safeguarding?
yeah, there's loads of topics that we cover, and what we've done is split that into 8 key themes that we think are important to running an organization. So that's around volunteer management, and some organizations might have a paid workforce, so there's resources and guidance around that. As you mentioned, Simon, there's stuff around safeguarding welfare and well-being. We've got information on accessing facilities and spaces, governance, legal structures around fundraising, grant funding, support with writing funding applications. We know that's often a key challenge and a support area for community organisations. So there's resources on that. And then 2 key focus areas for us as well, in terms of actually what we're driving organisations to want to look at, is around being inclusive. So they're open and welcoming to everybody. And also there's some information on environmental sustainability. So there are some small things that community organisations and community tennis clubs can do to make their organisation more environmentally friendly and sustainable in the long term.
Okay. And all of this information, is it simply held on the website that it's something that we read, or are there other ways that you get all the information to us? So, for example, I know you run webinars. That's
Yeah.
one thing I do. I know you do. So, what are the different ways to market, if you like, that you're going to be able to give us this information and help us?
Yeah. So primarily it's a website which we've got lots of written content on. So the web pages, but we also have downloadable guidance, notes, templates, top tips documents that organizations can then take away and use for themselves. But as you mentioned, there are different formats rather than that written content. We have videos and animations which provide information, like the key information and key takeaways and some key topics that we think are relevant. Um, We've also got some tools that organizations can use to check their progress. So we've got a health check tool, and that's based around 5 key themes to identify what a club is doing well in terms of their operations, but also areas for improvement. And it develops like an action plan and links to resources that can support them to do that. We've got a disability inclusion hub, which was developed with the Activity Alliance, and that helps organisations make or ensure that they are inclusive and accessible to disabled people. So we've got a lot of tools like that. And as you mentioned, we do also offer learning opportunities through workshops and webinars. As I mentioned before, we cover workshops cover a range of topics. So they're split into 5 topics around governance and structure, being inclusive, volunteer management, finances and fundraising, and then develop and grow. So we've got a series of, I think it's 12 or 13 workshops under those overall, and some of them fit under those key topics. There are open workshops which anybody can sign on to on the website. So all you'll need to do is go onto the Buddle website and click on the open workshop that you want to attend. Or we can work with yourself, Simon, or the LTA, and actually deliver bespoke sessions for tennis clubs. So actually, if you've identified that there is a need or a support need in a particular area, we're more than happy to speak with you and liaise with you in terms of actually, this is a topic that we'd like to cover. Can we put on a workshop and address those needs and support the volunteers that are working in those community groups?
Great. That sounds great. So in effect, if I wanted to join a workshop tomorrow helping me on governance, I have to register, or I simply register onto Buddle, or do I just register onto the particular workshop or the particular webinar?
Yeah, no, there's no need to register on the Buddle site. You'll just need to go onto the Learning Opportunities tab on the website, and that will show the latest learning opportunities, when they are, the times, and they're all online, in terms of the open workshops. So all you'll need to do is register to attend that workshop, and then as an automated response to that, you'll get follow-up information, links to join, some details about the course to enable you to do that.
Okay, and how often do you run each particular topic? Is it monthly, quarterly? So if I miss something on governance, which was just
Yeah.
run now, would I have to wait another 3 months, or is it quite, or is it based on demand? How do you do this?
Most of the topics are run monthly. Um,
Right.
so yeah, depending on some of them are more popular than others, so they might be a couple of times a month. But the majority of topics are run on a monthly basis and are fairly well subscribed in terms of people signing up to them. And actually, the feedback from them we get is really good and really useful. And there's some key takeaways from them that people then take back to their club, their committee, and then put an action
Yeah.
plan in place to be able to implement the changes that they've learned from the learning opportunities available.
Okay, so our counties, clubs, venues, plus officials and coaches could all have a look at the website, join any of your webinars, join any of your workshops, which are general areas in sport. And then going forward, any of them can sort of work with me to try and then work with you to do something specifically which would help a county or help a club, venue, group of clubs across the country, plus Scotland and Wales as well, to really look more specifically at particular issues which work for them. Just so I've
Yeah,
got it
no,
clear.
yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, that's right. So anybody can
Right.
sign up to those open workshops, and sort of one of the key things around those open workshops is the experience then and the ability to be able to network with other clubs, not necessarily in your sport, but then learn from what others are doing in terms of if it's around community engagement, it's often good to let, sorry, um, 2 seconds.
Don't worry. To keep
Sorry,
punctuating
I
that.
was just
Right,
gonna, I
I
was just
agree.
gonna cough. Yeah, was around actually what other clubs bring to the table, what they've done, what they've seen, their experiences to share that and network with each other. So do that within tennis, but also other sports, which is a good learning point for people that attend.
Yeah, I would agree. Bring different sports together to see their experiences at every level
Yeah.
is hugely important. Great. Okay, anything else you'd like to tell us then today before we finish things off?
No, what I would just encourage everyone to do is go and explore the website themselves. There's a lot of information on there, but hopefully it's easy to find in terms there's a search function and everything is hopefully under the right headings where you think you'd find it in terms of the support that you need. But we do also have a contact us and a generic email address which people can email into with queries that they might have. Um, and we're happy to answer those if they're specific. We can answer those. If not, we can signpost probably to experts across the sector that might have that information to answer any specific questions that people might have. So yeah, go check out the website, book onto workshops, and then yeah, look forward to working with you in the future time in terms of booking those workshops specifically around actually these are the needs of tennis clubs. How can we help you moving forward?
Lovely. Well done, Paul. That was great. I'll make sure that everybody knows the website and the details later when we put this all online. And hopefully you'll come back and talk to us again soon. But thank you for today.
Definitely. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.